If you have your North Node in the sign of Gemini, or your North Node is located in the third house of your natal chart, this reading is for you. Welcome to The Sacred Gray. My name is Astrid. I'm a psychic oracle and mentor. Right out the gate collective, I pulled a hexagram for you, and there's this really interesting energy here. It feels like I am pulling, if you can imagine, like somebody pulling like I used to do weight training, and one of the things that we would do is like a sled push, right? But what I'm imagining for you, so you have like, however many pounds on a sled that you push across a room, right? And what I'm seeing for you is that you are dragging it behind you, okay? And so I pulled hexagram 16 for you, which is about enthusiasm. It is the enthusiastic leader as a means of kind of, how do I describe it? So you are leading a group, you are kind of forcibly creating a sense of enthusiasm or joy or optimism about a situation that might be less than optimistic, right? Might be less than ideal, so that those people approach whatever it is, whatever the undertaking is, or whatever's going on, whatever you're facing, with a kind of enthusiasm. So acting as a leader in this way. I wanted to then pull from the Archeo deck, and was told by Spirit to wait until I was already filming. So let's see what comes out for you. There. The Hypocrite. Let's get one more. Spirit is saying two more. The Survivor, because you've been there before. I'm hearing you've been there before. And the Star Climber. Yeah, okay. So, okay, collective. Man, you've been through it. It can be really hard to be optimistic sometimes. It can really be hard to be a leader, okay? It can really be hard to hold space, is what I'm hearing, when your brain is kind of fighting you, is what I'm hearing. It can be hard to gather the strength, gather the energy. Thank you, Spirit. I'm like getting so many chills. Gather the strength, gather the enthusiasm, gather the gusto, and the heart is what I'm hearing, to act as, and I don't even think that like these are, and okay, so maybe this is you cutting yourself down, but I feel like what you are like leading might not always be that, it might be easy to cut down. I'm seeing, because the image that I'm getting is of a bus driver. So when I was a kid, I took the bus everywhere. I took the bus and I walked everywhere. My parents were busy, and so I was always on public transportation every day. And the bus drivers, I'll never forget the one exchange that I had with a bus driver who, I mean, she must have been having a morning. And she was very rude to me. I think she said good morning, and I maybe didn't hear her, or I said good morning back very, very low, and she got my attention. She was like, I said good morning. And I remember, because I had kind of a rough childhood, a little bit, just like the rest of us, right? Little rough, okay? And so I think that I was really startled by her. It felt like she was putting me down, okay? And I was already a kid that didn't have a lot of confidence, so that really, really stuck with me. But the image of the bus driver, that I think is kind of, that had a big impact on my day, because I also remember the bus drivers and the teachers and the leaders in my community, which is very Gemini North Node, right? Or third house North Node. That is kind of where you might find yourself, in those positions where, in teaching or like community leadership positions, regardless of that, if that's the case for you, like directly, whatever leadership you find yourself in, it might be easy for you to cut down your role because I'm hearing the word humble, because you feel like it's a humble position of leadership, or you feel like you need to humble yourself in that position, something like this. But you are making an impact on the people around you. And so what you bring into a room, collective, is I can see you reaching towards something better. Like I'm here, Spirit is saying that you are actively working to create or to be more aware of the energy that you bring into a room. This is admirable. Full body chills. Let's get into the cross. Let's see what comes up for you. I'm hearing anchoring yourself. I'm also hearing anchoring your collective. Okay, let's see. So for self, I have you as the Hierophant. Just already wow. Just wow. Wowie, wow, wow. I'm going to set these where I can see them. You guys cannot see the cards, and I'm sorry about that. I hate that. I'm like hyper aware of the fact that you can't see what I'm seeing because I really love my setup down here. I need to get a second camera so that I can have a secondary view. If you're interested in becoming a financial contributor to my channel, to my mission, to my body of work, there are links in the description of this video, okay? Because I really want you to be able to see what I'm seeing. So the Hierophant, and with what's crossing you is the Seven of Pentacles. I will be showing you the cards as they come out. That's waiting. You know, you as the Hierophant, you have a strong sense of purpose and mission, and I'm hearing vitality. And with the Seven of Pentacles, you are waiting. That's what's crossing you. Okay, so recent past, we have the Eight of Cups. Near future, I have the Ten of Wands. With what's beneath you, I have the Page of Cups. And with what's crowning you, I have the King of Pentacles. Beautiful. I love to see it. Okay. Yeah. You are a very lively spirit is what I'm getting here. But you also have a lot to do. You recently went under some kind of transformation. You underwent some kind of, I'm hearing there's an intensity to this transformation. You know, the eight of cups those are perfectly fine cups, and this person is choosing to walk away from them. This, is described at times like an eclipse type of energy, depending on how it comes up and, you know, who you're hearing talking about it. I've heard it described as kind of an ecliptic type of energy. And that's because of the sun and the moon conjunct in this image. He is making a choice to leave behind something perfectly fine. And then this card, the way that I always see it is like, you know, and this is in your near future, there's a whole village right there, and he's still out on his own carrying all of that weight by himself. So he's kind of maybe hoping for help or hoping that someone would help him, but he's already done with the job. Like he's almost done, right? That's the 10. For internal factors, I have the Ace of Cups. There's your sense of purpose, right? And with what's beneath you here, the Page of Cups, you are really vibrant. That's the energy that I'm getting off of the Page of Cups, is this vibrant energy. It's this kind of intoxicating energy. Like I think that you are someone who really enjoys your inner world, and you're looking to, you know, with the King of Pentacles crowning you, you're looking to stabilize what is within you, but you're finding it to be very difficult to bring that into the 3D. Yeah, and that's that. I'm seeing that sled again, that you're like carrying the weight, and it's like the whole community is on that sled, or like the whole like purpose is on that sled, your whole family, your whole whatever. Like there's like something that you're dragging that's like way, way bigger than you. And I'm hearing it's kind of like, why is it this hard? Or it shouldn't be this hard. There's this feeling of like, it shouldn't be this hard. External factors, we have Justice. That does make sense according to what I'm picking up here. Hopes and fears, Ace of Wands, and ultimate outcome, we have the Page of Pentacles. Trying something new might be the fear, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. Or maybe, I mean, it might not be the fear, but it is a factor that you're considering, right? I don't want to start again. With the Survivor coming out from the Archeo deck, I don't want to start again. Because I've already started again so many times. You know? At the time that I'm, you know, this is a timeless reading, but at the time and space that I'm in, Jupiter is in the house that your North Node is located in, and it was retrograde for quite some time. And so with it having gone direct, you might have a renewed sense of purpose that you're carrying forth. And that is a lot of work for you. Spirit is guiding me somewhere in front of me. Like, I have a number of tools, a number of divination tools, decks, and different things. And there's something that Spirit wants me to grab from. Oh, you know what? It's this one. It's the Vessel deck. Haven't used you in a while. Nice to see you. See what she's got for us. Little reluctant. Abundance. Defeat. Yeah. Because there's this like deflated energy. You're tired. Forgive. Choice. Okay. I'll show you the cards. So abundance, defeat. I don't know. I don't really want to fight with this camera lens because if I try to show you and like get it to focus, it fights with me, and then I end up having to edit, and I don't want to do that. Forgive. So I know you can't see them incredibly well. I'm sorry. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have choice. Yeah. You know, this is something I talk about. Like, I don't know if viewer, I don't know if you have seen me on other platforms, or if you've logged into my TikTok live streams, or how long you've been around, but one thing that I always say is forgiveness is for yourself, and you also don't have to do it. It is entirely up to you whether or not you want to forgive a person, a situation, a place, a thing, whatever. You're not forgiving for the other person or that thing. It is entirely for you and on your own accord. So you're being let down by your community. You're having this experience of not being held or not being carried when you really should have been, when you really needed that help, when you really would have benefited from an extra hand, in the pot, in the cooking process. You needed another person in the kitchen, and you're still alone. I'm hearing you're still alone. You're still at it by yourself. And you don't want to, we all want help. We all need help, right? We do. But are you going to pick up those sticks on your own? I mean, it kind of seems like you have to. I mean, I do see you doing that, right? I do see you kind of really creating and tapping into your will here, which you have in you. You have in you with this survivor thing here. But with the Hypocrite being the first card out, it's very clear to me that like there is a struggle, there's an internal battle that's been taking place wherein I'm hearing you're having a hard time embodying, and I kind of already said this, but you're having a hard time embodying and showing other people what you feel inside, what you feel about yourself and what you feel about those people. And that is a choice. It is a choice. We have so many more choices than we realize in this life. We have so many more choices than we really see. And that's, that's an annoying reality, because it kind of means that we have to be consciously aware, like at all times, right? Of like how many choices we have in a situation. It's really taxing if you allow it to be, right? It can become taxing. And I see you with this place, with this experience of like, I'm tired. I don't want to be as mindful or as intentional as would benefit this situation or would benefit me and my community at this time, right? You're tired. It's understandable. Okay. So let's peel it back a layer. Okay. For self, clarity on the Hierophant. The Seven of Cups. Yeah. Spirit is coming through with a message about, like, you know, it's not an illusion that you're overwhelmed. You are overwhelmed, right? I feel like maybe you're experiencing some imposter syndrome around what your emotional experience is, right? It's like, should I be overwhelmed? You're allowed to be overwhelmed. You're allowed to have tough emotions. You're allowed to be tired. You are allowed to want a break. You're allowed to be exhausted. That's just the fact of it. Okay, let's get clarity on what's crossing you. Seven of Wands, or Seven of Pentacles, excuse me. King of Pentacles as what's crossing you, and that's also at what is crowning you. So like you, I mean, it's always on your mind how you stabilize things, how you can stabilize. I'm hearing stabilize your reality, stabilize your efforts, stabilize your desire, how you can be a better provider to your community, how you can be a better leader, whatever it is that you're after here. I'm hearing how you can uphold your values. You are always looking for that opportunity. You are always looking to anchor that. It's not an illusion. You are allowed to be overwhelmed by this task. Can I get clarity for recent past, please? Recent past. Queen of Wands in your recent past alongside the Eight of Cups. Let's go a little bit further, near future. Two of Pentacles. Confidence in your decision making. You want to carry that into the future for sure. At the bottom of the deck here, I do feel called to acknowledge that I have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Like, this is that tired energy. This is that fatigue. This is that exhaustion that, again, you are so allowed to feel. You are so allowed to experience the kind of byproduct of, like, experiencing this laborious time. So we had a little bit of an interruption. Sorry. I don't live alone and my workstation is in a communal area. So sorry about that. But we continue. Yeah, you are so allowed to experience that exhaustion, and you're so allowed to, I guess, go inward because of it, you know? Like, I don't know if this message is coming through so strongly because you have someone around you that maybe is, I mean, I'm hearing that, it's not just one person or one thing or one entity for many of you. I think that this is like a force that it draws you away, from yourself. I'm hearing quite frequently. And, so there is an element where, like, in your recent past with the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Cups, I think that you were very commanding of your own energy there. You were very driven to move away from whatever it is that you moved away from, or to make the decision that you made. And I noticed, you know, there was this distraction that came in a moment ago where I don't know if it actually happened or if it was just me tripping. I don't know. But it felt like the light flickered for a second. And, you know, maybe I blinked really quickly, maybe whatever, but Spirit kind of brought my attention to that. There's something I want to get a little bit, and you know what? I actually feel called to the Poesis deck for this. I want to get a little bit more about this recent past situation because I feel like this was pretty big for you. I just have a feeling. I'm getting some chills, some confirmation. Mind coming out for you here. Let's get further confirmation on this recent past energy. What happened here? Wish. What else? chaos. One more. Spirit is saying 2 more. Abundance. Okay, so 1 more. And then express. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I think that you wanted something different. I think that you wanted something different, and you made, I'm hearing, an attempt to make that change, or you had this kind of stroke of inspiration that you clung to pretty confidently with the Queen of Wands there. I mean, you look good. You made a wish, and I'm hearing you were heard. But with the chaos card there, it felt really destabilizing for you. Whatever this was may have felt very destabilizing. So now your focus being kind of moving into a time where you are stabilizing something, right? And in the near future, I see you kind of having further like mental struggle with what it is that you are anchoring at this time, at this moment, right? And that's all right. That's all right. That's a part of the process. Let's get more for what is beneath this collective. Page of Cups, clarity. The Page of Cups again for what's beneath you. Spirit is saying 1 more. And the 10 of Swords. Anytime the 10 of Swords come up, I hear the worst is over, right? Like that's just kind of what I always get from the 10 of Swords. It's like the worst is over. And I think that sometimes it's a reminder. Sometimes it's quite literal. Sometimes it's just a word of encouragement or wisdom. Sometimes it's just something that we need to hear, right? But I also feel that like that Page of Cups energy you've had to hold on to really tightly. And I think that you've made decisions to preserve that energy. And if you're unclear or unsure of what I mean by like that Page of Cups energy, what that means to me is a childlike vibrance and intuition and creativity that really you only find in children. Really, you only find that spark, that imagination, that creativity, that intuition. You only find that kind of flow in someone who hasn't been absolutely like steamrolled by life. You know what I mean? Like someone who hasn't been roundhouse kicked by their circumstances yet, which I do see that you have potentially been roundhouse kicked by the world at some point, as many of us have, and so there's been this kind of this really strong urge in you to preserve that childlike freedom and wisdom and inspiration and joy that I think is very kind of pinnacle to your character, something that's very important to you. Let's get clarity for what's crowning you, the King of Pentacles. The 8 of Wands for what's crowning you, which is also at the bottom of the first deck, the Smith Waite that I pulled from. It's like urgency. I don't like that being on top of your mind. Let's get one more. All right, it's this one here. Haven. Yeah, and that speaks to that Page of Cups energy. But there's this thing here where it's like you only have this kind of conviction because you have been, okay, Spirit is coming through with something. You only have this kind of conviction because you've experienced imprisonment. Like maybe, excuse me, maybe mental imprisonment that has, there's like this energy of like being shut up, like being told to shut up, being silenced, but like kind of in like a brutal way. So yeah. And so maybe, because I'm thinking of justice in your external influences, maybe you've alchemized that into a sense of purpose. I don't want anyone else to feel this way. So you provide service on behalf of your inner child, what you've experienced. That's beautiful. If that's true for you, I salute you. That's really wonderful. Okay. Internal factors. It's like right down here. Is it this one? Oh, it is this one here. Internal factors, clarity for the Ace of Cups is the Lovers. That's stunning. So you are really in love with something. You are very much in love with something, and you want to share that love. That is, again, speaking to that Page of Cups energy is so loud for this reading. You are in love with something, or perhaps someone. You're in love with yourself. You're in love with an idea, and there's this overwhelming flood. There's this flood of water that I'm seeing kind of coming through you, as like, it's not just conviction that's like, it is it's not hard for you usually to be so enthusiastic as a leader or a guide, or, you know, a holder of space for your community, however that shows up for you. It's not hard for you to do that. But what I feel here is that, like, you are in love with something inside of you or external, right? You are in love with something. Infatuated is a word that I have coming to mind. The Lovers also says that this could be an agreement of some kind. Like, you know, it could be a marriage, but it's like something contractual maybe. Can I get clarity for justice and external factors? Queen of Pentacles. I want to get one more for that. Spirit is saying one more. It is right here. Yep. 3 of Wands. That's interesting. I want to keep going. Hang on. Hopes and fears. Nine of Cups with the Ace of Wands. What if I win? What if I do good? Page of Wands. I have, Page of Pentacles in your ultimate outcome. I have the 4 of Swords, and then I want to get one more for ultimate outcome. 8 of Pentacles. Progression. Harvest. Waiting. More waiting with the Hanged Man at the bottom here. More waiting. Listen. I don't think that you are as alone in whatever it is that you are pursuing as maybe you believe that you are. Something that is becoming increasingly clear to me in this reading is that you maybe are carrying forth a story that just doesn't contain the same like pertinence to your current reality as it perhaps once did, if that makes sense. Like, maybe once upon a time, yeah, you were imprisoned and you were told to shut up, you were silenced, but I don't think that that's the case anymore. And Spirit is saying you don't have to subject yourself to that reality or that like truth. Like, Spirit is saying truth, but it's like heavy quotation, like air quotation marks. Like, you no longer have to subject yourself to that reality anymore, right? You don't have to do that anymore. I'm hearing you can free yourself. And so with your ultimate outcome being more waiting potentially, it's not the kind of waiting that you are experiencing right now. Right now, this is kind of like an incubation where things that are, you know, within you, passions or ideas or inspirations, they just need some time to culminate into something that can be anchored, right? They just need some time to take root in something deeper than topsoil. But this is a much more prayerful energy. This is a much more like accepted energy that is in your ultimate outcome. I just feel called to pull from the Rider-Waite a little bit more. I want to just kind of see what Spirit has for us. So I'm going to the Fool and the 10 of Swords coming out in its transverse, so on its side. This is, you know, again, the worst is over, and I've got the Hermit here on the bottom, the 2 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah. 3 of Cups, Strength, King of Cups. Yeah, dude. So, like, I want you to be commanding of your time and energy right now. This is something where, like, you're being asked to make space, to take space and make space. So I mean, like, when you come home, you take time when you come home to do something. Just take a breath, just sit for a minute, make yourself a hot cup of water and sit for a minute, right? A little bit of lemon in there, sit before you do something else. Okay? You finish one task, you sit a minute, and then you do something else. You have to make that time for introspection, is what Spirit is saying, for love, for a sense of enjoyment, for a sense of childlike joy, right? For a sense of wonder is what I'm hearing. Like, there's something here about like conjuring that space on your own, commanding that space be brought manifest entirely, like at your own accord. Like, this is like Spirit is asking you to command this more, because there's something that you are after, or there's something that is being birthed in you. I'm hearing that it wants your attention, it wants your time, but that time, it's manifesting, I think, as urgency or a need for speed. And I don't think that that's necessarily the truth here. I don't think that that's necessarily what is required of you at all. Let's get some final messages from Poesis. I'm noticing that trust is at the bottom of the deck. Let's see what Poesis has for us. Just final messages for this collective, please. Blockage. And that's why that time is so important. Transform, yeah. Rage and silence. Oh my God. And patience under rage. Dude. Patience, silence, rage, transform, blockage. You need to make that, you need to command that time be made available to you. You need to, this is not about like, oh, I feel disempowered, or I don't feel like I'm showing up as my best self, more than it's about your ability to conjure that up, like your willingness, your willpower to conjure that up in yourself. Like 3333, when I looked at the timer on my camera, this is not about like, this is, because threes is like, that's mind, body, spirit. That's Father, Son, Spirit, right? That's this is a unification of all parts of you that is required to do this job successfully, to do it well. I think that you are a very gifted and talented leader, collective. I think that you have so much to give and so much to offer. And you are a fabulous leader. People admire you. I'm seeing young faces looking at you and saying like, wow. Like, they're glowing faces looking up at you. And it's children's faces, and I'm also seeing like grown faces too, like even like elderly. Like, people admire your strength. People admire what it is that you provide. People admire what you show. You having a low moment says nothing about your character. You having a moment of, or a need for solitude, says nothing about, and I'm also hearing, your truth, but I'm also hearing that your past says nothing about who you are. Somebody, I think, needs the reminder that like the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. You only have right now. So the way that you command your energy is Spirit is really highlighting that this is very important. The way that you command your time, so that you can preserve, conserve what it is that you have, so that you can pour more into what it is that you are birthing, right? Which I think is very, very important to you. Oh, man. You are doing such a wonderful job. And I want to celebrate this. This Page of Cups energy is so inspiring to me, but I think it's inspiring to everyone. I think it's admirable. That is a wonderful space to be in. And this blockage, Spirit is giving me a message about this blockage that I'm hearing unto you. It's being cleared in your sleep. It's being cleared. You have assistance in clearing it. So you can also ask for help in having it be cleared for you. Please clear this on my behalf. Please make my job easier. You know, these are things that you can ask of God, your higher power. Please make my job easier. Please make this easier. Please make it easy on me. Please make it simple. And they'll do the best that they can. You know, they'll work for you. You're collaborating alongside your spirit guides. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm hearing continue forth, right? Spirit is saying, keep going. Spirit is saying, even if it's in silence, even if it's in solitude, keep going. And I'm getting this like staticky energy that is a mere distraction. Spirit doesn't want you to pay mind to things that come up because you have bigger things to focus on. That's yeah. Good job. Good job. If you haven't subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. It's free. Drop a like, drop a comment. These are all free ways to support a growing channel. Please email me anytime. I would like to start doing like, have you guys ever heard of like Dear Abby? I would like to start doing like a Dear Astrid. So if you have issues in your life that you want to kind of gain insight on from like a big sis perspective or an oracle's perspective, a psychic's perspective, I would love to provide that as a series on my channel. So, please feel free to email me with anything that's going on in your life. If it's just asking for help or if you would like a video from it, I'm here. I read all of my emails. I love you guys so much. And I am happy to be back. I had to take some time off to heal. But I'm back and I love you and you're doing a wonderful job. Okay. If you needed a reminder, take care of yourself.